What's up everybody, Coach RJ, and I'm here today at Body Measure, and I thought this would be a great idea for you to get done at least once a year because I have my 4 measurement tools. So number 1 is our Omron InBody scale. Now what I've heard is that this is in-depth and more detailed than the Omron body scale, so today we're gonna test that out. Number 2 is that we wanna measure in photos. Photos are gonna be able to show you the slight changes visually that you've made with your progress. Number 3 is that we wanna do some type of piece of clothing that when you started your journey, you compare it to where you are now. So for men, that could be a button-up shirt that's cotton, that's fitted, that you can barely get into. For women, it could be a dress that's fitted, and slowly that dress gets bigger and bigger on you. And the 4th measurement tool, which we've done in the past, is something to do with fitness. So how many push-ups can you do in 30 seconds? How many pull-ups can you do in 30 seconds? How many burpees can you do in 30 seconds? And also a step test. Now this body measurement is gonna be something that could set the platform and help you to focus on what you need to work on the upcoming years. So they recommend that you get one done every year, but then you can get one done every 6 months so that when you go hard from month 1 to month 6, you can see where you're at. And then from month 6, you go to month 12, and every year you repeat the process. So today we're gonna walk you through it.
At Body Measure, so measuring bone density, but body fat and muscle, and also visceral fat, so the fat around your internal organs.
Yeah.
Fluid levels don't impact this at all, as well as like if you had a workout or not, it doesn't matter because it's an X-ray. We're actually X-raying the tissue, so it has a 1% error rate when we're looking at body composition.
So if you're looking to get a DEXA scan with our friends over at Body Measure, if you as a non-member mention Fit Club, you're gonna get 10% off. And members, we have special rates for you, but you gotta see the front desk and you gotta book with the front desk, guys. This is such an amazing product. The main difference between 1 pound of fat and 1 pound of muscle is this. So they weigh the exact same, but as you decrease your body fat, you get toned and slim like this 1 pound of muscle. These two things weigh exactly the same.
Okay, so RJ, let's check you out here.
Okay, excited.
So you are in that top 1%. So all of you who are watching, don't compare yourselves to RJ. All right, so 3 images of you. First one, skeleton, looks normal, nice straight spine, everything looks good. Bone density is in a good place. We have to look at that as we go along, but very good. You're what we call a blue man, and that is when you're all muscle. So blue is muscle, white is bone, yellowy green is body fat. There is not a lot of body fat there. So we're gonna look at your body fat percentage as we go. Over here is your heart. Your heart is a normal size, not enlarged.
Good.
You've got big open lungs because you have no visceral fat pushing up under your diaphragm, which we often see lungs become a little compressed with that high visceral fat. On your average person, or anyone other than RJ, we would be able to see the abdominal wall outline here because there'd be a separation of fat and abdominal wall. The other thing we would see if somebody had high visceral fat is we would see yellow in here. If someone has very high visceral fat, we would see a big ball of yellow, and it actually pushes out the abdominal wall, and we can see that quite clearly. You're not a good example for that kind of thing.
Yeah. So a lot of people are not happy when they only lose 5 pounds. So sometimes when we do these challenges, they're like, I went okay, I only lost 5 pounds. But look at what would happen if I gained 5 pounds belly fat.
Exactly.
Look how that looks.
Yeah, because that's 5 pounds of fat, that's how much room it takes up, and it looks very similar to fat.
But the thing about fat is you just can't spot reduce, right? So
No.
like if you gain the fat in your stomach, it's not gonna all come off your stomach.
No,
It's gonna
for
come
sure
off everywhere.
Yeah.
But if you dropped 5 pounds of fat
It's substantial.
over the course of 10 years, like, 5 pounds of fat every year for the next 10 years, that's a significant amount. Like, look at that, that's huge.